Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome to the very first of our news updates. And basically what I want to do is I'm going to talk through what's been happening in the last week here, what's been the highlight of the news, to just really discuss stuff with you and just give you some feedback about the actual things that are really happening right here, right now. Now, this is a brand new subject, it's a brand new theme. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, we'll just can it off, don't worry. But I really want your feedback, guys, as to what you think. Do you think this is a worthwhile thing? I'm just going to review what's been going on. You'll find out in a second anyway. What do you think, Trev? That was a can of worms, mate. Just chuck it in the bin. Well, then no dramas, guys. We'll do exactly that. So, what's the theme? Well, basically, I'm going to put an overlay video to just keep you away from looking at me in my condo. Having said that, if things work out and this does actually become something you think, do you know what, it's nice to see what's going on, then what I'll do is we are in the very, very near end of producing our studio. That's nearly there now. So I can do this from the studio, in which case it'll be a much more enjoyable background than my bloody kitchen. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the overlays up. I'll give reference to where the information have come from, where the stories are from. I'm going to read through the stories, discuss some of the stories, and ask for your feedback, guys. What do you think about some of the things we're going to talk about here? And do you agree, disagree, all those kind of things. Just a bit of fun, but let's see. If this is a bag of nails, then we're just going to chuck it in the bin and we won't do it again. But I thought, well, hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay, so let's get into it. First things first, let's change me. Let's get you onto the streets of, let's go to Beach Road. All right, so lots of things have been going on. There's no real order of these, but I just sort of discussed them in as they came up, really. So the first one I want to talk about is, it's quite worrying, actually. There's a 19-year-old motorbike rider, sadly, has died. He was hit by a pickup truck in the Pattaya area, and the reason why he was hit was because the out-of-town truck driver blamed the fact that he didn't know the area. I mean, come on, are you being serious? Like, this 19-year-old lad has been smacked by a pickup truck, and the reason was, sorry, I didn't know the area. And I think what that really actually genuinely means is that probably, A, he wasn't paying attention where he was going, the truck driver. B, they pretty much ignore all of the regulations out here. You know what it's like. You've seen, I've shown you so many times. They jump red lights, they come around the corner. All these kind of things happen that really and truly, if they was to be a lot stricter on the highway code here and actually enforce it properly, well, then we would save literally thousands and thousands of lives. The death toll here on the roads, I believe, is one of the highest in the world, which is, it's horrific. It shouldn't be like that. So, yeah, so unfortunately, this 19-year-old lad has died as a result of a 23-year-old guy driving a truck, and the excuse was, sorry, boss, I didn't know where I was going. I'm not familiar with the area. Could you say that to your authority, your police officers, where you're from? I'm from London, and if I said that, honestly, they would just look at me in complete disbelief. But yeah, what would you say? Well, not what would you say. I'd hope you're never ever in the situation we just discussed. But could you imagine like a traffic accident or just an infringement and just saying, yeah, sorry, boss, I didn't know where I was going, mate, but let me off. It's okay. Anyway, so yeah, so that one there, that was in the Pattaya news. So I'll put all the links to all these stories will be in the description of the video down below if you want to check them out and go and have a look at other things that are going on here. So, do I lighten the mood or shall we continue on the kind of theme we're in? Well, I thought, well, let's keep it consistent. So the Pattaya police, now this one is in the Pattaya Mail. They put this one out a couple of days back saying, Pattaya police warn Walking Street Go-Go Bar security guards against assaulting tourists. I mean, seriously, it's frightening, isn't it, really? I've got to be honest with you. I love this place. It's my home. It's been my home here for 10 years. I love this country. I love the area that I live in, and I particularly enjoy living up in my homeland up in Korat. But to publicly push out, saying to people, hey, guess what? Good news. We've told our security guards in Walking Street not to beat you up. I mean, honest to God, what goes on in their minds? So, we've already had two very large incidents earlier on this year where certain things happened. You may or may not be aware of those. But the problem is when I used to work at the door, we introduced a thing called NARDS, the National Association of Registered Doorman Services. And that was to contain these kind of things and to educate door staff and to make sure that we used as little and as minimal physical force as was possible at that given moment in time. And of course, there are times when, you know, you got to look at it and think, well, I've asked you enough times now, mate. We've got to try and deal with it a different way. But I've said this many times. I've said this to you guys many, many times. You know, getting into a confrontation out here, particularly with any Thai person, not just the security guards, but any Thai person, is just a no-no. You're coming out here to have a holiday. Have a holiday. Enjoy yourself. If you're one of these kind of people that if you've had a few too many beers, you maybe get a little bit agitated, or maybe you get a little bit bullshit, or whatever you want to call it. You know, again, think about your surroundings and think about the situations that are going to present themselves with you. Because the one thing that you may or may not realise is when you do get into a confrontation, particularly if it's with a Thai person, you are in a world of trouble coming your way, because that will invite other Thai people to potentially and very possibly get involved, even though it's of absolutely nothing to do with them whatsoever. They will all get involved. So, yeah, you know, it is a worry. It's not something I'm going to say to you, listen, don't worry and you know, don't come here because of that. You know, they're not going to actively go out and look to cause problems. Excuse me. But what I am saying is, you know, guys, come out, have fun, enjoy yourself, stay away from issues if there's a problem. And I've mentioned this about even bin padding. You know, maybe you've got a check bin and you look, hang on, that's not right. Is it really worth kicking off over a few quid, or is it much better to pay the check bin and say, do you know what, mate, thanks very much, I've had a great night, but you've just lost a customer for life now, I'm not going to come back, and you walk off. So, you know, please, guys, please, these are real issues out here. This is not make-believe. You know, I know sometimes the news, they fabricate stories and all the rest of it, and to be honest with you, even I'm doing this video, I don't even read the news. It really is, I'm actually out on a limb here. But the point being is that to the fact that they've even had the meeting, doesn't that give you an alarm bell as it is? So, you know, when you do come out, guys, please, you know, just keep your wits about you. It really isn't worth getting into any altercations whatsoever. And that goes even as far as going in terms of with another tourist or another falang, whatever you want to call us. If you start getting into arguments, guys, trust me, it's not good, not good. But yeah, that was in the Pattaya Mail. Have a look now. All the links are in the description below, so you can see reference to all of the stories that we're going to talk about. Now, on a much more enjoyable, more pleasant note, not that I think it's going to appeal to probably 99.5% of you. However, if you found yourself a newfound love, if you found yourself a missus, or maybe you have a missus, or you've got a girlfriend and you want to treat her, well. There is a place called the Mermaid Clinic now in Pattaya. And what it is a new beauty salon. And she's done the theme, she's based the theme on the fact that she wants the girls to come in and take selfies while they're getting their treatment. So it's basically up on the 3rd Road. And it's a really nice place. But my concept or my struggling point is, you open these type of businesses and you're encouraging your customers to stand there taking selfies. So imagine that you've got, like, say, 5 or 6 customers and it's their turn to get their treatment, and they're all stood there taking selfies. And we know, guys, if you don't know, you're going to know soon when you come over here. But the Thai people, especially the girls, man, they love a selfie. They can't walk 5 yards without taking a selfie. My missus is the same. Bless her, you know, I love her to bits, but like we'll go out somewhere, she's there, click, 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 click. And what do you guys, you know, what about you guys? Have you been out, or do you go out with a Thai woman and you find that she's glued to her phone and they're just selfie, and they use Instagram and TikTok, that's another one, isn't it? They're going mad on TikTok at the moment. And I don't get the concept. We try and we fail. We were rubbish. We've still got a TikTok page out there, but all this selfie stuff, I don't know, I just think it's a bit weird. But here's another interesting thing, and I don't know if anyone ever thinks about this. I just have these random weird things come into my head. But when you're posting all these photos, all this information, well, you are telling Big Brother up there where you are, what you're doing, and what you like. So, you know, just bear that one in mind. I mean, if you look on me, I don't do selfies. But then when you're as good looking as me, it's probably a wise thing not to do any selfies. But the point being is, you're doing selfies, you're showing the world, hey, this is where I am, look at me. So anyway, back to the mermaid clinic. So this mermaid clinic, it's in the theme of a mermaid, and the owner is looking towards giving opportunities for selfies while they do all their beauty procedures and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. If you fancy getting yourself a girlfriend or your missus and treating her, head down to the Mermaid Cafe. I'll put a link to their Facebook in the description. I'll give her a due. On the outside, it doesn't look too bad. It looks quite nice. But, yeah, not my cup of tea. Right, what else have we got? I've got another one. I've got quite a few here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so in the Pattaya Mail. Now, Thailand's expat retirees face yet another visa choice. And before I get into this one, what I would say, guys, is if you are thinking of retiring out here, just give it some real serious consideration before making the plunge. And what I do want to say is if you are going to come out here, maybe, just maybe, try a long haul. If you can bag up what you've got back home and keep it safe and secure for, say, a year, and come out here for a year's tourist visa, a year's retirement visa, then try it for a year. Don't just wrap everything up and chuck yourself into the deep end, because trust me, living out here and coming out here on holiday for long holidays is hugely different. There are so many different things that happen. I'm not going to go into that part. That's something that you need to experience yourself, but what I'm trying to say to you is, when you live here day to day, week after week, month after month, then that doesn't become a glorified holiday. It becomes reality. And sometimes the reality isn't quite the perception you had when you were sat back home thinking, I could do that, that'd be fantastic. Now, I'm not saying don't do it, because obviously I'm a good example. I've been here 10 years and I absolutely love this place. But what I am saying is a lot of mundane things that maybe you need to consider. But anyway, that's another subject. But for the point being here, it says here that the Thai cabinet has confirmed that applicants for the yet to be introduced long-term resident LTR 10-year visa will need to pay only a 50,000 baht registration fee. So to get the 10-year visa, you're going to have to pay 50,000 baht. And originally, I think they were talking about 100,000 baht, but they're looking at saying 50,000 baht now, and then you can apply. Now, I don't understand about how it works. It's yet to be introduced, so it's not actually out there. They're considering it. They're thinking about it. So, watch this space. But what I will do is say to you, guys, if you are looking for any kind of retirement visa information, speak to Darren at keyvisathailand.com. Speak to Darren. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's been here many, many years. He's helped out already on the channel. He's helped out so many people. Get in touch with him and ask those questions, because he's the man in the know and he's the guy that can help you out. Now, this one does worry me. I'm going to be honest with you. This one does worry me. So it's been reported that a German lady, a tourist, has gone missing in Phuket. Now, the reason why it worries me is that she hasn't just gone missing once, but this is in fact her second time that she's wandered off within a few days of each other. So there's a 76-year-old lady, a German tourist, and she's been missing in Phuket. At the time of making this video, she's been missing since May the 9th. Now that's awful. That's awful. And the reason why it's awful is that when she was missing the first time, when they managed to find her, she suffers with Alzheimer's. And I don't know her personal circumstances. I don't know whether she's with a partner or whether she's here on her own. I can't, for the love of God, believe that she's here on her own, because that's mental. To be here on your own and suffer with Alzheimer's it's just not the right place to be. You need people around you. But what worries me more so is that she's been missing for so long. I mean, how long do they allow people to wander off before they actually sit back and go, do you know what? We need to find this lady. And even more importantly, if they knew that she's already got a condition such as Alzheimer's, the warning signs should flag up, because this is not the place to be wandering around on your own in a non-compos mentis condition. It's just not the place. And, for many, many reasons, obviously communication. It's not like she can walk up to someone and talk to them, especially if they don't understand English or German, and she can't communicate in Thai, which I'm guessing, it is a guess, but I'm guessing she maybe can't do that. And, these kind of issues are things that worry me, because as people get older out here, obviously we suffer with certain things. memory losses, all those kind of stuff. And she's a great example of how, in my opinion, rightly or wrongly, it's kind of like been disregarded the first time round. And yeah, well, you're back home now, you crack on, don't worry, just don't do it again. And now, sadly, she's off out and about, and yeah, you know, they don't know where she is. So, fingers crossed they find her very soon. I hope by the time this video is out, they have found her, because, you know, at 76 years of age, you don't want to be walking around on your own in a completely disorientated world, not really understanding where you are, what's going on, because, sadly, it is quite difficult out here, especially if you are of the elderly age and you can't communicate. So, you know, would you come out here at that age if there's something wrong? I don't know. Unless you've got a really good network of family and friends around you, I would suggest maybe that's the time to go back home and surround yourself with, even if you don't have family and friends, with care options that can help you with that. So, yeah, fingers crossed they find her. The next one is in the Pattaya Mail. And I've got to laugh at this one. This one's brilliant. Hopefully you're still with me and I haven't bored you to death. So in the Pattaya Mail, they've put out a news article that says, Pattaya bus drivers are warned against rudeness, cheating tourists. And, you know, so what they're saying to the BART bus drivers is, look, be polite and don't rip off the passengers. Now, I've said this many, many times. Get on the bus. You don't need to talk to the driver. You really, genuinely don't need to talk to the driver. You just jump on. When you're ready to get off, you press that buzzer at the top and you just get off. You do not need to communicate. However, if you go up to the front window and you say, hi, how much is it, please, to go from one end of Beach Road to the other, they are going to tell you it's 100 baht. They are going to tell you it's 50 baht. They are going to tell you it's whatever baht they want to tell you it is. But the reality is that it's 10 baht. And the point I'm making here is, the minute you open yourself up by saying how much, you know straight away it's going to be double, treble, or in this case, maybe 10 times what it should be. And I don't blame the drivers in many ways for trying their luck, because at the end of the day, you know, they're driving around for hours and hours and hours and hours, and, you know, they're trying to get as much money out of this as they can. And of course, right now, there seems to be a lot of fluctuation with the baht, and I'm not into all the economics and all that stuff. I'm not clever enough for that. But the price of fuel is going up. So, of course, while they're riding around doing all their stuff, well, they're spending more money on fuel. So, of course, when you walk up to and go, hello, I'm a newbie, I'm green, watch this. How much is it, please, to go around the corner? Oh, it's 150 baht, mate. Now, you might think, well, that's nothing, easy. But reality is it should be 10 baht. So, now the tourism authorities have gone to the BART bus drivers and said, listen, stop mugging the people off. Will it actually happen? Of course it won't. Are they going to send out people to go and ask a Thai driver how much the journey is? Of course they're not. So reality is that it isn't going to change anything. They might have said publicly, look guys, come on, play the game. But the reality is that they're just going to carry on as normal. So the way to overcome that is, please guys, get on the BART bus. It's 10 baht. It's 10 baht. And what they have started doing, well not have, but they have been doing is, you know the circuit? So if you go around Second Road all the way up to Dolphin Roundabout, back around Beach Road, it's a big, long, huge loop that they ride around. It used to be 10 baht all the way around. What they now do is they stop at Dolphin Roundabout and ask you to get off. So you've paid 10 baht to get to Dolphin Roundabout. They'll stop, tell you to get off, say, oh, I'm not going any further now. And then suddenly you pay. They'll sit there for 5 minutes and suddenly they'll start again. And you get back on and they'll charge you another 10 baht to go the further journey. Entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, but there you go. So remember guys, 10 baht journeys, 10 baht journeys. That's what we're looking at right now. Just please don't ask the BART bus driver, how much is it please? All right, so this one was really, I'm not happy about this one. I'm an animal lover, as you know, so you know I don't like it. But anyway, they've confiscated hundreds of animals that are trying to be smuggled in up at the Bangkok airport, and these animals have been sent in from Egypt. The flight came in from Egypt, and there was 601, would you believe, 601 exotic animals in boxes that were confiscated by the authorities, and the relevant people that were trying to bring them in were arrested. And they were bringing in things like there was 35 living Saharan and Arabian horned vipers. The lizards, snakes, skinks, and scorpions. I guess skinks is skunks, I don't know. But the point being is this, like, number one, we shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. You're taking them out of their own habitat and moving them to a different habitat. But more importantly, why? Thailand's got plenty of snakes. We don't need to bring in all these other things. So I don't get why they did that. And, they've been caught. They've been arrested. And in my own personal opinion, I'm not saying it's a global decision, but in my own personal opinion, I'm glad. They shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. It's not good. I don't like it. I think it's not on, really. It's not on. I don't know. What are you guys? Are you animal lovers? People look at animal lovers and they're it's stupid. I love my animals. I really do. I've got my 2 dogs. They're my world. Love them to bits. And Ben and August. And, just the thought of hurting an animal is beyond me. Right. Lastly, and this one I've left till last. I mean, seriously, I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh then. That's wrong for me to laugh. So basically what's happened is that a student has accidentally killed a shooting instructor in the school that they were learning to shoot in. So basically in Bangkok, there was a beginner student, and the beginner student's defense was that they picked up what they thought was a dummy round off the ground, loaded it into the chamber of the gun, and shot their instructor and killed her. Well, again, there's really some serious issues there. So, number one, why are there spent rounds and why are there live rounds on the floor in an area such as where you are? Surely they should keep them contained, and only the instructor should have those live rounds, particularly the live rounds, should have them at their disposal, because they should have them in a secure bag or whatever you want to box, whatever you want to call it. I mean, back in the army days, we used to have ammo boxes, and you could lock them. So, surely they should have that sealed up and done and dusted. But more importantly, in my head, and I don't know if you guys agree with me here, but why point your gun at an instructor or at anyone? Why point a gun? Irrespective of whether you think it's a dummy round or it's a live round, why lift your weapon and aim it at another person? Because that's not a good thing to do. You imagine if someone just raises a gun and sticks it in your face. Let's be honest, no matter what, you're going to be concerned and probably shitting yourself. Number two, that said person that's raised that gun, as we've already seen here, suddenly realizes at the wrong time when they pop the trigger that, that wasn't a dummy round, I just blew your head off. And number three, why would you actually raise the gun and point it at someone? It just doesn't make any sense. When I was in the army, my good lord, if you was to aim your weapon in any other direction than down the firing range during drills and practices, the NCOs and the sergeants, they would be on you like a ton of bricks. It really is. So really, really sad. I mean, the lady, she was a student, a 50-year-old lady, and sadly, as I say, she's killed this 37-year-old instructor, and she claims, well, sorry, it was just a dummy bullet. I didn't realise it was real, so I didn't mean to blow her head off. I'm sorry. So really is not good, and I feel sorry for the lady's family and obviously for the lady that sadly died. But the point being is, if you're going to go into these environments, they've got to have it correct. They should have it all done and dusted and nailed down. All right, so that's just a few snippets of things that have been going on, talking points. Listen, guys, please be honest. Listen, I can take it on the jaw. It's not an issue. If you thought that those sort of roundups were completely rubbish and not to bother again, then let's not do it again. If on the other side of the coin you thought, do you know what, that was actually quite interesting. There's some different stories there. As I say, all the links will be down there. We can discuss them, have a chinwag about them. If you think that's a good thing, then let's carry it. I know I could do this maybe on every Monday. Let's look at potentially every Monday. I can look back at what the week has happened, and also if this is a good idea, I can also look at what's happening in the future, and we can bring up events. Now, Ian's going to be joining me on the live stream on a Sunday, and so Ian will be bringing that information too. So hopefully, like Sundays, we're going to say, hey guys, this is what's coming up this week, and Monday I can say, hey guys, that's what's happened last week in the news. Check it out. Here it is for you. All right, so there we are. That's it. A trial and error. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed it's a good one. If it ain't, Somnamna. It is what it is. I'm just going to have to take that one on the jaw and we'll can this idea. But anyway, all right. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please, 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 as always, remember, hit the subscribe button. It really is incredible. We're surging forward now. We're nearly at 50,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for all your support. If you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video, check out the bell icon, hit the ding button there. And if you haven't already, get on Discord. There's 15,500 people on there now. All people like yourself. We drop these kind of news informations, like the ones that we think are worth reading, into Discord every single day. So you can have a read in there as well. So have a look in Discord. Completely free to join. Doesn't cost you a penny. And if you would like to support the channel and the work we do here, there is a link in the description below, and membership starts from, I think, as little as 89 pence a month. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to your feedback, and please, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.